Okay folks, this is my remastered playthrough thingamajigama. I'm currently trying to get a Silver Knight Spear off these twats. It's not going so well. Drop rate's kind of garbage. Can't remember if you need it for the unique weapon achievement, but I like to get it. I like to kind of get a full set of everything. It's one of the ways I play this game when I do this. And so far I've got... Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That means a lot, dickhead. So far I've got the sword, which is good, because that could have been a pain. Luckily it wasn't. But it seems like the spear is being a pain at the moment, and I don't have the symbol of avarice because I've killed all the mimics. And I didn't get it. And I don't have max humanity because I've been... Oh, that could be it. Yay! Awesome. And now I can take the souls and I can go and use them to do some more crafting. So, the stuff that you've missed is... I killed Gwendolyn off screen because it's a shit boss and you miss nothing. And I thought I'd get an achievement and I didn't. Because I need to use Gwyn's soul to get my final miracle. And then that'll be all miracles. I got all the sorceries. I'm missing one pyromancy, which I believe is in the painted world. And then, of course, the ones I need to buy from Quilana, which I can't do because I messed that up. And I've got pretty much all the reinforced weapons I can get for the moment. I need one more blue slab, which I'll get on the next New Game Plus cycle. I can get that from the DLC, that's not a problem. I need another red slab, which I could get from offering the Crades an Ascended Pyromancy Flame, which I haven't got. So I can just do that on the next cycle, and that'll get me the fire achievement, the fire and the magic achievements, and then that's all the weapons, because I've already done divine, I've already done occult, I've already done enchanted, I've already done chaos, I've already done lightning, I've already done, you know, so on and so forth. Crystal and everything. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting the weapons leveled up to the amount so that I can trade the boss souls for them, and of course there's a bunch that I don't have yet. Namely... So I've got a Painted Guardian Sword plus 10 for Quelaag's Fury when I get that on the next cycle. Both the Great Lord Sword and the different Swords of Artorias. I'm not going to get that one because it's DLC, it doesn't count. But you get what I mean. I could do the Tin Dark Moon Catalyst just by offering the money, but I'm going to wait a second before I do that. Am I going to do that? Is that what I'm going to do? Nah, fuck it, let's do that. Boom, bought that garbage. But, to continue reinforcing, I need to purchase some large titty shards, because as you can see, my resources of shards have dwindled. So let's have a look where we were. So, I've already made one of the Artorias' sword, so I need to make the other Artorias' sword and the Artorias' shield, so I need a shield that's plus 10, I need a short sword or any kind of sword that's plus 10 to qualify for that, which I already have with the short sword. I've made the Chaos Blade, so I need to do Quelaag's next round. There's my rapiers. Do I need to ascend that axe? I probably do, right? I need a plus 10 spear for Ornstein's weapon, and I need a hammer for Smo's, I think. Ooh, I need the scythe to be maxed so I can get Priscilla's scythe with it. That's what I was doing. So plus 10 scythe will now be convertible using Priscilla's soul. Is there a special bow? I can't remember. I have to double check that with a quick Google search. And then the spider shield's the one I'm leveling up for the purposes of turning into something else. It might be a waste of resources, it might not be able to do it, but we'll find out. When I go into New Game Plus, I'll have so many resources, it's not a problem. It's just I couldn't get to New Game Plus because I'm making this playthrough. So I would have already 1000G'd this game and done all this shit, but I'm limited because of this project. So, feel guilty, bastards. There we go. Right, modify equipment, let's check. So now, we can get the Life Hunt Scythe with Priscilla's Soul, which is what we want. There's another one of the boss weapons made. I just need to double check the shield. Spider shield can turn into... Oh, interesting. Soul of the Moonlight Butterfly, which means I also need to get the horn of the Moonlight Butterfly. And yes, the spider shield would have done for Great Shield of Artorias, but I need to make another one for when I get his soul. So I need to level that one up as well. I need to level up another shield to +10, which is not so bad. So let's do that one while we're here. Boom, boom, boom. And now I don't have much money left, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to go to Andre to try and ascend some stuff. And then we'll see. So one of the things I think is interesting, obviously when you unlock the kiln, you get access to the Dark Knights. And each of the Dark Knights drop their weapon quite consistently. They also drop the different coloured chunks. And chunks are one of the toughest resources when you're first playing the game to get. Because you don't really know where they are and such. But now, I would prefer them to drop the shards that I'm buying, because you don't really use chunks that much in this game, outside of certain paths, right? And when you PvP and create characters, all you want are chunks. That's like all you need, because that's generally the weapons you're going towards. But in this particular run, to get the stuff that I'm doing for the achievements, like building boss weapons, chunks aren't even necessary, because chunks carry weapons between 10 to 15, and then there's the manipulation of the slabs and everything. Speaking of which, I've got 3 slabs off the Dark Wraiths. I needed to farm them for chunks to ascend the crystal weapon, and one other thing that I can't remember. And I ended up getting 3, including the one they dropped on footage. I've had 3 slabs from them, which is nice. I don't know if they've messed with the drop rates, but I've definitely either had RNG on my side or something along those lines, because it's been weird. I also farmed all of the Covenant rewards. Where am I going, Parish? And I overkilled it because I thought you needed more than you do. So you only need 10 ears off the Harpies to get Dark Moonblade, and I ended up getting 30 because I thought you needed 30 for some reason. And I got them really quickly. It took about 2 hours. Obviously that's not that quick, but in the grand scheme of things, compared to Dark Souls 3, it's really fast. And I did the same thing with the Sunlight Medals. I thought you needed 30 for them, and once again I think you only need 10. So I overkilled the shit out of it. But that one took a long time. That one took about 3 hours. That sucked. But I was watching the movie, so I didn't really mind.
Well, you need any...
And I need to give the Eyes of Death over to Nito on the next new game round. So we need that to ascend. We've done Raw, we've done Divine. So let's ascend that, shall we? Boom.
Don't get yourself killed, knife.
I hate to see you go hollow. I'm also messing around with mid-roll, which is unlike me, but I've been messing with toggling just to see if it's as viable as it used to be, and it seems to be almost exactly the same, which is really cool. So what's left? I need to get that pyromancy, I need to level up a few weapons, and I need to kill Gwyn. Can I homeward bone out after killing Gwyn, so I can end the playthrough but not go into the next cycle? I don't know if I can do that. I'm not even certain, folks. But what I am certain of is that I don't entirely know which one of the creatures drops Fire Surge. I know it's one of the bloated guys in the Painted World, but I'm just going to quickly Google to see which one it is, because I want to get ahead of this. And then we're going to kill all the people we need to kill, all the NPCs to carry into the next round. So, Fire Surge. What does it say? RuneScape. I'm not... Dark Souls 3? Get the fuck out of here, Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls, goddammit. Dropped by a special engorged zombie in the Painted World. Go down the well in the courtyard. Go to the left, and then again, left at the first junction. Bollocks. This is where I lost all my humanity. Yeah. Well, we've got to do it. I would stack a bunch of Havels and Fat Roll, but it's probably not going to help. I think the best idea here would be to put a shield on and poke them. Bastards. My armor set is just something I threw on, by the way, if you're curious. I've been doing a decent amount of farming. I've killed the pinwheels to get the white chunks. I've killed the crystal golems to get the blue chunks. I didn't need to get many red chunks, which was quite favourable. This weapon's not going to cut what we need. Ooh, this could though. Can I give myself some sexy protection? So that was an example of a toggle just then. Did you see how I did not get interrupted by that hit, even though he will break my poise? And I also seem to take a kind of bizarre momentum with me. That is when you preemptively toggle. The biggest problem with the toggle, in my opinion, is that it's a flawed... Its foundations are flawed. It is 100% indicative of receiving damage. And my biggest problem with getting my brain around that is that in my eyes, instead of preemptively toggling, you could dodge and not take damage, right? But the advantage of toggling in PvP is that you can get yourself into situations of advantageous position by tanking hits. Oh, fuck. You fucking stop. Please. This is one of my least favourite parts of the game. And not just because I got fucking bummed the last time we were here, but that definitely doesn't help. I'm using the club because it knocks them apart and they have to reassemble. So it gives me a bit of an advantage. Is this guy passive? Well, he's still fucking toxic to me, isn't he? Yeah, this is exactly where we lost those fateful 35 humanity. But there's your fire surge, and that's what we needed. So that's good. But as I was saying, toggling. It's cool as shit to do. It'd be really nice if it was like the desynchronization and it completely nullified damage if you timed it perfectly. I think that would be a beautiful mechanic, but it'd also be really powerful too. But the idea, of course, is when you get stuck in a stun lock, you can get out of it quickly, and it can help you. And that's when you've taken the hit. But if you toggle as the hit lands, you don't even get affected by it, and you just, like, turbo around a little bit, and it's super good. But once again, you have to take a hit. And if you're taking a hit from a demon's great machete, it's going to take off 70%, right? So that's the problem. And then you need to guarantee that whatever you do next is worth that kind of damage. So that's the reason why it's a little bit up and down on whether or not it's worthwhile, in my opinion. Because it's big, big damage. But if you can use it to get a backstab, then you give it back. So it's totally worth it. And if you're fighting gankers, it can sometimes be the only way to get out of situations. So it's definitely got utilities as much as it's super dangerous. Right, what am I putting on? I don't even know. There's a lot of stuff I can't use because of my bullshit stats. The Evelyn trick still works as well, guys. I made sure to test it. Let's put the club back on. And then let's go to the kiln. And let's go and do a cycle of nights. As Andre bangs away. It's interesting to see what they've modernised in this and what they've chosen not to. I don't know why they wouldn't have just standardised that each blacksmith can do the same thing. I think that would just be one of those things that would help the game be more modern. It wouldn't help Dark Souls because, in my opinion, that knowledge is key to being a good player. But I feel like it wouldn't hurt this remaster if they tweaked it a little bit, because you don't need to know that Vamos does chaos and he does fire, and that Andre's the only guy that does divine and occult and so on and so forth. Boss weapons can only be done at the giant and things. Like, you don't need that. I was farming the butterflies as well, which you also don't fucking need. That's terrible. I used the Dust Crown Tearstone range Chaos Fireball to kill them. Killed them in one hit. But I killed about 20, and I barely got chunks, let alone slabs. So I gave that up as a bad job. Because I had to wear the Tearstone range, so I couldn't wear the Covetous Serpent Ring. So my drop rate was tepid, to say the least. But let's go run through the kiln. I'll probably get one shot by these guys. They do incredible damage if they counter hit me. The knights really do have a lot of damage. Is he going to running attack? That would be helpful. He's not going to. If he running attacks, I can punish him. No, he's not going to. I can punish that, but it's not as consistent by sprinting. It's better to roll through that move. Titty chunks and 2,400. So the Royal Sentinels in Anor Londo give 3,600. You're still probably better off farming something like the Phalanx with a good weapon. This guy's a dick as well. Don't like this man too much. He's the Black Knight I struggle the most with, this one. But we got his weapon, which is cool. I've already got all the Black Knight weapons. The drop rates as well in this game confuse me. I don't know if I've just had a super good RNG run, but I feel like you get stuff a lot better than you used to. The only one that I had even remotely close amount of time of getting is the spear that you just saw me get, and the Channeler Trident. The Channeler Trident took about 10 attempts, and then I got it. But I remember farming that thing for a long time, so 10 attempts in the grand scheme of things is not too bad. Then we can get the Black Knight armor over here. One of my favourite chest pieces, but it doesn't fit so well at the midsection on almost a lot of the armor. But I really love the collar of it. It's got an interestingly spiked collar, like a bladed lapel. The wind in here sounds way more than it used to be too. Here's a point, what we can do. I can see if the Batcave still exists. I wonder if they've tweaked that. It'd be silly if they did, but you never know, right? Still wish this had a bonfire before the boss. I love Gwyn, but I hate his run back. Okay, there goes that guy. Stop fishing for backstabs, Chris. Is it fishing when you get what you want? Probably, right? Fishermen want fish, they get fish. They're fishing. Fishing has a negative con. Oh, that's gonna hit. Oh no. Ooh. The elevation helped me then. That's quite lucky. Right, let's pop on a Ring of Sacrifice, and then let's see if we can do the Batcave without dying. Do I have a Ring of Sacrifice? I don't. So let's hope that my timing is good, which means I need to drop that because it's going to slow me down because I'm unused to it. A long time since I used to be able to do this every time. So we'll see. There it is. Batcave is still here, guys. Batcave is still here. Yeah. If you have Wrath of God, you can hit people through the floor. They'll not know where it came from. But the idea is, when you're being chased in the kiln by gankers, not many players know about this area, and if they come down here, you have the advantage, because you can knock them off with Wrath. That's why you always want to have Wrath of God or Force when you invade in the kiln. And you can also be the cunt that just sits in their world and preoccupies an invasion slot so they don't get to farm invaders if you want to do that. I've done that while watching TV shows. I'm a nice person. Spend a lot of time in the kiln, but this is a very advantageous position. However, you cannot get out of it. You have to bone or die. So, use the Batcave with care. But I need to go to the Undead Dragon because I forgot to get the Astora Sword. That's another unique I'm going to need. And it must be said, I forget how much I enjoy making a complete file in Dark Souls 1. I love playing this game and picking the shit up and getting the achievements. It's one of those really, really fun things. And the farming's not so cool. Let's put the occult axe on for a bit. Like, the farming sucks. I don't think anybody would deny that. But everything else is really fun. And some of the farming's not so bad. Like, the Eyes of Death are dead easy to get. I got those really quick, and you don't even need that many. I ended up getting 30 again, because for some reason, like, 20 and 30 are big numbers in my head. But that you only need, I think, 10 to get what you need. And then humanity farming. Humanity farming is a little trickier. The rats definitely have a much rarer drop. The skeletons in Nito's lounge can kind of mitigate that if you're wanting to get it desperately. Dark Wraiths have been very generous with their slabs, so I can't complain about those guys. Is the witch outfit there? It is. Cool. So I don't usually fight this undead dragon coming up. And I know that he starts the match with a big breath attack, doesn't he? Beatrice's Catalyst. I think that could be a unique one too. Probably need that. There's a part of my brain that sometimes misremembers that and thinks you need to summon her to get her to be a corpse after the kings, but that's not true, because I didn't summon her this run. And I was wrong about Lautrec. I completely... not Lautrec, sorry, Kirk. I, for some reason, thought Kirk's armor was down, you know, where the door is. But it's not. He's down where the Daughter of Chaos is. So... I don't ever remember... Oh, shit, that's the one I needed. Bastard. He started with a fucking punch, really, dude? Guy's a beast. My dodge timing in this game is not what it was. I could have probably sprinted and had no trouble just then. Is he going to do it again? There he is. I know this reaches quite far, but it doesn't reach too far. Okay. Just going to keep doing it, aren't you? Just going to keep doing it. I think you might be able to rush in here and get a cheeky hit. Yeah? You definitely can. This ain't going to cut it, though. We're going to have to hit it really hard if it's going to take this many. My D-pad's going to completely hate us this entire moment. Come on, fucking hell. It's really ruining my gaming experience right now. Thanks a bunch, controller. See the frame rate just then? Wasn't great. I don't know what that hurt box is about, but it seems mad generous, doesn't it? Yeah, the frame rate's going to shit right. There it was. So there is a hitbox in it, but it's not active for as long as the animation is active. But it's active for long enough, and I keep fucking it up. It does absolutely no damage, though, which is hilarious. There you go. You're still alive, dog. This guy's a beast. Anyhow. Does he give much? Dragon Scale and 3. Oh, he gives the same as a Royal Sentinel. Cool. Dragon Crest Shield. That's a unique shield that's good against fire. If you're having problems with combustion in PvP, that's the shield you need. You could use the Black Knight Shield, but the Black Knight Shield is very heavy. And a lot of the times in PvP, weight is important, especially after the Darkwood Grain Ring nerf. Before that, you didn't really have to give a shit, but you do now. So, yeah. Thanks to the people who complained and killed the greatest, cheesiest Dark Souls PvP meta. I also need to get the club, get the other club, my favourite club, that's on my strength build. I think we can kill these with one backstab. Are they going to scream at me? He's attacking. 80. That was big damage. Didn't die though. Good move. How much does this do? 533. If I'm going to backstab them, I should have just put the thing on. Big one. Oh, we got it! Awesome! That is exactly what we need. See what I mean, though? It seems like every time I've tried to go for something, I've got it. I'm happy with that. My Draggy Ghostblade wrecked? Yeah, it's very close to being wrecked. So, we got the club. Fun stuff. 27,000 souls. Let's check my souls. Right, let's have a look. Smo, Iron Golem. So that's hammer, and that's an axe. So if I get the axe high enough, I can then... I don't remember if you need to get a hammer super high. I don't think I've ever consciously gone for Smo's hammer, because it's such a difficult weapon to use. It's been a long time. But as long as I use all the souls before I go into the next sequence, I'll be okay with that. But I need souls to upgrade, because it takes a lot. Anyhow, back into Firelink. There are a couple of Firekeeper spirits I could get, which are good because they give you 5 humanity if you use them. They also fix up your flask, but I don't really care about flasks. Not really my concern. Okay guys, I just double checked the Knight's Honor achievement, which is to get all the unique weapons. And turns out I've remembered it kind of well. You don't need some of the more eclectic stuff, like the club that I just got, you don't need. But you need the specific stuff, so the Channeler's Trident and the Black Knight gear and things of that nature. And the only ones that I'm missing on the list outside of the ones you have to create, which I'm going to do in the next cycles and everything, are the Stone Giant shit, So I need the stone giant's shield and I need his sword. And I need to buy the Royal Sentinel's shield as well. Because shields count, guys, so the blood shield, the effigy shield, shit like that, all of that counts as well. I'd kind of forgotten that part, but for the most, I've remembered it pretty well, which is cool. I also need to make a fist weapon to +10, and there is a bow weapon that needs to be +10 for I'm gonna get smacked here. I can already hear the motherfucker. But a good habit with toggling to get into, if you're wanting to get better at it and you're wanting to understand it, is to do it after a lot of attacks. Do it after a lot of actions to try and cancel out them quicker. And if you trade in those actions, you will immediately toggle rather than having to wait for you to recover. So that was not a good toggle in the grand scheme of things, because I didn't get hit when I needed to. But it still got me out of danger a little bit quicker than it would have done if I'd have stood there, but not by much. Okay, so... Do you get anything for killing Alvina? I always forget, because you can smack her with this club. You're probably thinking, you evil bastard, why would you do that to her? Poor lass. Did I kill Faris? Let me just go and double check I killed Faris, because I don't remember if I did. And while I do this, I might as well bank some souls, because if I don't die, these guys will give us something good. So spellcaster. Spellcasting. That sucked. Wow, you have a really good block, sir. Thanks, man. That means a lot. How the fuck is it doing no damage to you? You have no armor on, bitch. I must not have hit him right. You don't fuck with this kind of damage. I don't care who you are. You could have backstabbed me then if I weren't careful. You could backstab me on the recovery of this as well. That's the problem with fucking mid-rolling. So you've ever wondered why you don't really want to mid-roll? It's if you roll a lot. Because rolling a lot, mid-roll is easy to catch. It's easy to get whiffed. You don't want that. Yeah, she's there. She's pretty capable too, and she hurts. Oh my god, really? Oh, never mind. If you've ever been hit by Faris with that bow, you'll know it does incredible damage. It is the best long-distance bow in the game, I think, outside of the great bows. If you want damage, you do composite bow. If you want everything else, you do this. Also, doesn't it have an S scaling, this one? It has a really good scaling. I think that's why it's favoured by some folk. Oh, and it's reset it to where she spawns. It's interesting to know. And we get her hat as well. Twin Humanity hat and the Black Bow Faris. Cool. Glad I remembered that. Not that it would have been the end of the world. Getting in here on New Game Plus is a joke. You smack like one hollow and you've got 20,000 shit. But, let us continue. And let's go crack these guys. So this room has about 5, doesn't it? Maybe more. They're all gonna come as well, little knobheads. That sucks. I should never have killed them. That was a mistake. Come on, buddy. Can I kill you in one hit? Don't hit the shield. I can. Did I need to, though? That's the question. And I need to go back to this one. Alright. Get fucked. Really? Really? Fuck this game, dude, sometimes. I swear to Christ I hate this game. Stupid shit like that. No tranquil walk for you, sir. Bitch. Why do I try when I know they're invincible? I don't know. I'm surprised I hit, actually. Well, our giant drops are fucked at the moment. Getting nothing. I hope this is not too rare. Can't you buy this? Like, there's a part of my brain that remembers a certain merchant selling this garbage. Ooh, there's the shield. Nice. If this guy gives the sword, this will be beautiful. Where is his dumb ass? This guy. Please drop your sword, man. Sounded lovely. Thudunshk. I don't think he dropped his sword. So did we get the entranceway one? Yeah, we did. We can go into the other part. We aren't resetting the area, so we can try there, I guess. Not too bad though. One cycle of them, and we got one of the things we need. I'm happy with that. But one thing I would note is, if you're going to favour the mid-roll, don't roll. Take the hits. Practice toggling, stack armour, stack defence. Use a strength weapon, so the whole point of you fighting is to trade, and you win every trade. That is a really good playstyle if you've never done it, because it's very strong. There you go, friend. Please give me the sword. Please don't lick me. Please don't lick me. Fuck you, video game. Game is dumb. Hey, we got a green blossom, guys. I feel so privileged. I always want to look that way for some reason. It's quite the compulsion. And then we can jump off the top of here, and then we can run and hit the bonfire and reset it, and hopefully we'll get what we want. This could be it, though. If this guy gives the sword, that would be wonderful. This place looks very different on this version of the game. If you hit this guy's shield, you'll do no damage. It negates your hits. Do not hit his shield. Bollock. You just had to be a dick. But this might be the first time you've ever seen me running around actively using mid-roll, because I hate it. I do not like that was the bonfire going out, because of these dickheads. I had a dude spamming parries at me here on one of my first invasions, and I didn't really know how to do out about it, and he parried me. It was just that weird thing of all he was doing is doing that repeatedly. And eventually you're going to fall into it, because that's what the game's about, right? Especially if you're crap. And I was crap at that point. Didn't think to kick. Didn't think to run around him and backstab him, which is always the best answer for that. Didn't think to do jump attacks, which are unparryable. Didn't think to put a whip on to see him practice his parries against a weapon that cannot be parried. But most scrubs don't know that. I wonder if that dude who wrote that article about the backstabs being impossible in this game was using a whip. That'd be hilarious. So that wasn't a perfect toggle, but it was a decent toggle because it got me out of it quite quickly, which is exactly what you want. Motherfucker. Come on, fellas, play the game. Come on. After I complimented you as well. Ridiculous. You gonna tranquil me? Yes, you are. Nothing if not predictable, eh, buddy? Yay, we got it, guys. Awesome. That wasn't too strenuous. Oh, we're carrying him with us. Nearly. I wish they'd have gone deep on the toggle mechanic, I really do. It could have been so interesting. You can do it against Gwyn as well. Gwyn is actually one of the best people to test it on, because everything Gwyn does is quite quick, and he has multi-hits as well. So one of the better ways of practicing the toggle parry is to take the first hit from Gwyn and then parry the second hit in those 3-hit combos he does. If you can do that, when you come up against a human, you'll be doing it effortlessly. Interesting, something forced me out of the bonfire. Weird. So we've got 50,000 stuff. We could buy some resources. Let's look at my incredibly crappy looking inventory. Is there anything leveled up decently? I need a fist weapon. I thought I heard something moving then. So the battle axe is very close to being where we need it to be, but it needs large shards, which I can only buy from, is it Sen's Fortress and Anor Londo. I don't have any hammers. What counts as a hammer? I don't even know. I don't have many of the hammers. There's the Vamos hammer, isn't there? Which we're going to get. He's not going to like that. There's the Cestus, which we need titty shards for. Not to worry. I've got an idea what I want. So let's go on the world tour of killing people who don't deserve it. Which I always feel bad about doing, but it's useful. And you only really do this when you're going into New Game Plus, because a lot of the times you need stuff the merchants have. If you're like me and you kill people just for the whims of it because you're stupid, then that's cool, but fundamentally, new players see this and it's horrifying to them, which is why they double check things on wikis and all that kind of stuff, and it's for good reasons. So I think with this guy, the only thing I need off this guy, I don't need anything technically, because I need the slab. Well, technically I need to ascend it, which means I need green shards. So I need more than I thought I needed. Interesting. How come my Chaos Reaper isn't level 5? My Chaos Rapier. That's weird. What else would I have used that slab on? I don't know. I don't want to kill this guy now. It gives me conniptions. Let's BRB.